Previously on Sailing Miss Lone Star, we arrive back at Little Miss quietly sitting on the hard and we get back to work. I take you on a tour of another dollar boat in Salisbury, waiting for its next owner. Reach out in the comments below for more details. This week, the boat projects commence, but not without some fun.
We both said at the same time, it feels like we never left.
Feels like we never left.
So this happened, and this is that you don't want to happen if you really need it.
Time to make some coffee. First morning back on the boat, waking up here, it is crazy.
Definitely something different than a 58-foot boat that we've been on before.
I actually woke up completely drenched because it's so cold outside. We closed the door to our room. The condensation built up and then started dripping on the roof.
As you guys know, Aubrey and Bianca sailed the boat up the East Coast, and I was kind of like ground crew, helping them sometimes, then went back to South Africa, and so now we've decided to sail this little guy or girl as far as we can.
I believe she can do an Atlantic crossing, but everybody says that I'm crazy. So we'll just take it one step at a time and see how far we can take her.
So now project start for getting it ready for blue water, I guess. And now we want to make it so nice and clean and chipper in here that everybody is going to see this pink sparkling boat. Yeah, so we're gonna, in the days to come, take you guys and show you all the DIY projects.
Hey guys, looks like we're gonna pull the mast off of the boat right now so we can get our wash on.
Cool!
Exciting!
Here's the crane. Here she goes. We're taking the mast off so that we can work better on the boat. Okay, the mast is on the ground. The crane came and took it off the boat nicely. Now we're gonna just move it. And Aubrey said she needs needle nose pliers. What does that mean? What do you need needle place knives for?
For the split pins. I want to detach the forestay from the mast and then take the mast over there and then take the sail off of the foil, fold it up and take it to the sail repair shop.
This is probably one of the nicest marinas. Not just because of the marina, the people are so freaking nice. It's Old's Marina here in Fairhaven. It's beautiful, check this out. So it seems like they've changed the name from O's Marina to Off the Hook. All I want to know is, when do I get off the hook? Am I off the hook?
No!
So, needle nose pliers. There we go, my sweetheart. Stainless and replace all the pins, because this will ruin your day.
No, it's very bad.
Okay, it's loose.
Okay, let's here, take this guy off here.
So the thing that you want to do is definitely go up your mast every single time that you are going to do a big long passage or after the season. And also every morning after night watch, when you're sailing, look on the deck. If you see any split pin, find out where it comes from, because that will definitely ruin your day. Have a mast come down on your head or just snap your mast right off.
Okay. Nice handy dandy stopper knot here. I need those needle nose again, baby. Okay, so basically we just have this on here with a stopper knot. My fingers are not strong enough to do this.
Want me to help you?
Yeah, actually.
African string.
African strength. Ta-da-da! Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go lay it out.
All right. So we took the sail, the head sail out, and we just rolled it out. And so don't know if you guys saw when Aubrey was sailing the boat up the east coast that we got a tear in it. Look at this. So the way that I was taught to see if your stitching is still good by Fred Long and Salinas is to, yeah, exactly what Aubrey's doing here now. So let's check the stitching and then we can see if that sail, we can just stitch it maybe there, then we have an extra head sail.
Yeah, I think that's what we
Because Far East Sails is sending us beautiful new sails.
do. The stitching's out here.
The stitching's out there, let me show you. So the stitching's out there and here. But here, still looks quite good. Here the stitching's out too. And here on this thing, sacrificial strip, it's out too.
Let's get all the lines off of it though first.
Okay. Let me show you why you need stainless steel pins. Look at that. Versus this I just took off and it looks brand new. So we were told to just do this with like a little bit of tape and look at that, still perfect. What are we gonna do for a new boom topping lift?
I'd like to do another piece of cable like this, bent with a U-bolt with a little thing on it to tighten it, or just another piece of line but hooks. So this will have a hook here
Yeah.
that we can do a hook to, and then it'll hook to the top of the boom. So then that way it looks neater and it won't have to be tied because we'll have just hooks on it.
Track still looks very nice.
Yeah.
This is just one of the perks of having a small boat. On a larger vessel, this would require a crane. Quick tip, swimming noodles can be used for a lot of different things on the boat. Adding swim noodles to the mast will silence the banging of the wires.
So the former head sail is now going to become the backup head sail. So we're going to take it to a sail maker and have them wash it. The foot, it has a little tear underneath the sacrificial strip. So we're going to have that repaired and then we'll have a secondary sail we can put in the locker just in case. Yeah, the pipe broke. And so I'm just going to trim it here. This smells like poop. Ugh, okay, I'm going to have to use your hand.
African strength?
African strength.
Got it.
Poopy.
Where do you want that?
In the trash can.
Yeah, there it goes. So I'm gonna go pump it outside,
Okay.
and then we just pump as much fresh water through the system so that it can
Okay.
clean up.
Sounds good.
So this happened, and this is that you don't want to happen if you really need it. So the manual bulge pump, this handle goes into a screw there, and as I pulled it out, that screw came out. So this handle is loose. So I see that you have this pin here that you have to take out and then try and screw it back in. Oh, nurse Betty, bam bam. Oh, nurse Betty, bam bam, bada bada da, bam bam, da 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 da, bam bam.
Okay.
There we go. Put that here.
Lose that screw. It's gonna be okay. Good.
Inspect always the rubber to see that it's not cracked.
Rubber
somewhere.
looks in good condition.
Very good shape. So what you want to see is on the sides there, if it's dry for a long time, it'll make little cracks. This one looks perfect condition.
Sweet. Let's put her back together.
Yeah. Black eye. And then the other thing that you want to do is you just want to feel with your finger all over for dust and grime, because that can make your rubber also
Eat it.
eat your rubber. So
And just reattach. Yeah.
reattach this.
These
There.
nuts.
These nuts. And so you want to make sure that it's tight, but obviously not too tight ever.
The only thing you want to over tighten is hose clamps. You know I'm kidding about the hose clamps.
Yes.
Please don't over tighten your hose clamps
Why not?
because you'll break your pipe.
The actual pipe?
Your actual pipe. I'm sitting here, I'm like, there's so many jokes that I'm not gonna tell because then I'm gonna get in trouble. All right,
Now that she's nice and clean, we'll put her back.
let's get her dirty.
And then when you put on your hose clamp, do make sure that you put it in such a way that it's easy for you to take it off again.
So now he is just reattaching the handle.
So what you want to do is pull this out so you can work with it better. This thing goes in like that. Do a little tap.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Ew. Okay, now we're gonna see if these little babies are gonna work still. The positive and negative and ground just go to the back of that switch that right there where you're...
Which one is?
The main one is this one.
This is the main one?
Yep. And the secondary one is the starting power. And we bought that for the engine initially, but now they're both house batteries.
Okay, it's not saying that anymore. Yeah, it says bad battery.
Okay, try the other one.
It says good battery.
Good battery.
So the marine battery lasted and the batteries and bulbs battery did not last. So get marine batteries.
Just use that as our main battery for now.
Yeah. So we're going to take this one out and then throw it away.
Yep.
And we will...
Properly dispose of it, you mean? Just
properly
joking.
dispose of it? What is that? I don't even know what that means.
We're in the America, so we're talking
Do we need
OSHA.
a permit
We probably need a permit.
to dispose of a battery?
Yeah.
Where do we buy the permit?
Walmart. So right now, we're gonna take care of this situation. Now the bilge is working. That's great. Okay, try the lights. Sweet. Some bilge action, which means the sink is gonna work now.
So the boat preparations continue as we're now gonna prep to paint the boat tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe to do like an L and an M, like a little miss. I don't know. We'll see what we do with that. And then I want to really do anti-skid on the deck so that Bianca doesn't fall.
So we're doing the cockpit right now with some steel wool. We couldn't get the mold off with like your regular scrub brush and cleaner, so we're using some steel wool. We're prepping it to paint it, so I'm very excited about that.
Of course, a wasp had to sting me.
This is where the battery bank is, which is right underneath the companionway doors. So, I'll show you guys here two different kinds of batteries, which I thought was pretty interesting. One initially was purchased to start and like begin the running of the engine. Okay, this is a Duracell Ultra Marine and RV battery. And this is a Deca Marine Master. So they're two different brands. Were bought at the same time. And when we got back, while we were gone, the companionway had flooded.
Okay, so if you have a sailboat or you want to get a sailboat, you know that one of the most important systems on the boat is definitely the batteries. And there's so many different batteries you can go out there, right? There's 12 volts, 6 volts, which I have on Magic. The lithium batteries are coming in now, and there's a big debate on which one to get and why. But something really interesting that happened with our batteries, and they're right here, and I'm going to show you now, is that we got two different kind of batteries. One is like a marine battery, which I'll show you right now, and the other one says AGM battery from Batteries and Bulbs or something. I think the price difference was about $60 on each. So we have this one that we used for the starting battery, and the Deca Master Marine Master was the one that we used for kind of a battery bank. So what happened was, while we were gone, there were two tropical storms. I believe the one's name was Philippe and the other one's name is Giuseppe or Jose or some. So the companionway's doors broke out and then the water came in. Solar panels blew off in the storm, and so the batteries were completely drained, right? So as you know, always you want to have your batteries not go less than 50% whenever you're depleting it or when you're discharging it. 100 amp hour battery, you never want it to go below 50 amp hours. So you always want to kind of trickle charge it up, right? Both batteries bought at the same time. Which one will work? The cheap one from Batteries and Bulbs, or the more expensive one from Marine Masters? This battery, no go. This battery, after about 48 hours of charge on a $53 West Marine battery charger, works absolutely perfect. Why? I cannot tell you.
So any of you out there that sail know that power is kind of the bane of your existence. So Stefan made a great point, which is you can't let your batteries deplete all the way. And I made this mistake before, which I took the batteries all the way down to zero a couple times, and it ended up costing me $1,200 in new batteries. Right now we're currently measuring out how many batteries we can fit in that space. And once we decide that, we're going to try to fit as much solar as we can on a tower. The nicer thing to do is to have one large panel, but we're gonna have to do 3 smaller panels. Okay, so if you're wondering what happened with the companionway doors, we had Tropical Storm Jose that came through Cape Cod. And the difference between a tropical storm and a hurricane is anything that is over 74 miles per hour is considered a hurricane. And tropical storms originate in the tropics, go figure. And a hurricane originates pretty much anywhere else in the world. 93 miles per hour of wind came through and ripped the solar panel off and damaged the doors. So then all of the rain came, because it's the tropics, and filled the boat with water, which trashed the one battery, and the one other one survived. Go figure. So
we have some projects going, and we have outside projects and inside projects, obviously. I'm just gonna run through them because in the days to come you guys are gonna see them unfold. So inside we're gonna do all the woodwork again. All this wood, 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 all this wood. So we want it to look nice and shiny inside, so we're gonna TSP it. We're gonna replace this countertop because I want to put a bigger sink in it, because if we're gonna be living on the boat you need a bigger sink. The battery spaces needs to be measured to see how much we have. We're gonna sand the teak inside. We're gonna pull out this whole headline, and we're gonna overdo that, or do that over.
now we're getting ready to run our last car errands.
Sorry. So now we're on our way to Staples to go and buy the lunch boxes and the Tupperware boxes, because it just seems that you can fit so much more in that boat if everything is like neat and as organized as possible. We need 8, 9, 10 of the small ones. 10. We need long and skinny, we need 1. Flat and long.
Okay.
We need 4.
1079 medical box. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 of these ones. We needed 8.
I feel like this is such a good idea. We can use one of these for boat documents.
Yeah.
This is exciting. We're getting organized. So we have very limited space on Little Miss, which is the downside of having a small boat. But what I'm trying to figure out is how to get this really organized. When I first started working on the boat last season, I used a cardboard box. There's probably a rat's gonna jump out. I used this cardboard box as my storage container. What we're doing now is we just went and bought these things. So let's measure this out and see how many we can fit in here, and maybe we run back and grab the rest of them. Up in the boat, we now have extra empty space under here. Last season I had all the upholstery done on the boat, and when it came back, I don't know if you guys remember, I was a little bit sad that they didn't fit quite right. So I figured out that there's something you can do about that. Pool noodles work for so many cool things, but we're going to use these pool noodles to push the upholstery forward just a little bit. I'm going to cut these the length of my cushion, which is then going to push this one forward nicely because this one doesn't fit very good. And then it's going to look perfect. I'm very excited. So what I'm talking about here is all of this extra space. So the other thing you can do besides the pool noodles is this stuff that you use to line the cabinets so that the dishes don't slip around. So I'm not going to use all of it. I'm just going to use a couple pieces here and there, maybe a little piece there, to keep this from sliding. Alright, so just for that anti-skid, it already works a little bit better. Actually, that works really well. Okay, so I know that it's nice to be really organized on the boat just so you can find stuff, but it's actually a big safety issue. If the boat turns over and stuff flies all over the place and, you know, things hit the fan and you can't get to stuff, it's actually really dangerous. We're gonna have all of our boxes with rigging, plumbing, bungs, all that stuff labeled and ready to rock in case of an emergency. So, very excited. And one's for nail polish.
After a really long day of working and organizing, it's time to party, baby. We're at the marina and it's really fun. They have a band and everything is just hunky-dory.
It's the next morning. We are still on the hard and I'm doing dishes in this teeny tiny sink. But I've been thinking about this whole time that I was gone. I'm going to keep a bucket of a little bit of water on the deck with soap in it so that when everybody's done eating, they can just kind of rinse their dishes off in here so we use less water at this teeny tiny sink.
This is the debauchery this morning.
We had a little
This
too
is
much
a
fun.
massive sink. Just to show you how big it is. Like, it's as big as my foot and I don't have big feet.
Thank you for putting your foot in the sink. Right now, we're waiting for someone to get back to us on whether or not we can work at their shop. And this man, his name's Ed, he's a shipwright. And he will let us use his tools and he'll give us some guidance, which is, for those of you that have done any refitting before, this is like such a godsend.
I just have to say, I want to see how far this boat can go. You know, we could buy a more expensive boat. We can try and lease a boat. We can do. I want to see how far this boat can go. She's 29 feet. She's not a lot of space. We're living very small. But you know what? If we could buy a boat for $1 and take her, I mean, I kind of. What do you guys think? How far can this boat go? Like
Atlantic crossing? French Polynesia?
Nah, come
Thailand?
on. No, I'm
Australia?
thinking maybe
Back
Bahamas.
to Africa.
Back to Africa. How far can this boat go?
Stop. Ah! Hey!
And that is how you pull a noodle.